honestly, a few years ago or a few months ago, I would have really been mad at myself for failing at a lot of things that I had expectations from. But at this point of time, I am a failure, but I'm okay with it. Okay, we'll just start now. Um, this is one of those heart to heart conversations that I usually have with you guys on my terrace. Every time I have something really deep to share, something that I feel in the moment, and something that I record for myself, my future self, and also something that you guys relate to, because these videos are not about me teaching you anything or giving you any advice about life. Again, because I'm not an expert, and because I'm also someone like you who's going through these experiences. But I always share these because it makes me feel better about myself when I read your comments, and when I get to know that I'm not the only one going through this, and it somehow helps you guys as well. I receive a lot of messages, not a lot, but a few messages by you all. Again, I'm recording this on the terrace, and even though I'm using a better camera and a mic, this is going to be a little messed up because terrace पे दुनिया भर की सारी आवाज़ें आती है. The bird sounds are all around. Weather is really nice, and also the house that was starting to get constructed 2 years ago is still getting constructed. So coming back to the point, for those of you who know me, I like to divert a lot from the actual topic. That's just me, because मैं इतना सोच के नहीं बोलती. None of these videos of mine are actually scripted. They're mostly what I have in my mind. These are some of the things that I think about a lot. These are some of the things that affect me, and somehow when I share it on YouTube with you all, you guys resonate with it as well. So I'll start from the beginning. I'll be covering a few aspects of what this video is about. By the title, you might have already judged that I just called myself a failure. No, this is not me saying that I'm a victim of a lot of bad outcomes. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I failed in a few aspects of my life, which most of us do at different points and stages in our life. And I'm just courageous enough to accept it at this point. And I hope you get the courage too. If you fail, of course, nobody should fail, but if it comes to it, you should have the courage, and this video helps you build that courage to accept that failure and then move on to just better things. My throat's messed up, so ignore that. I'm just starting with what has happened in the last few months and the things that I've gone through. So there's a series of videos that I made about mental health, sharing about what I have gone through in my childhood, what I have experienced in my adulthood, and how those experiences are shaping me into who I am today. And some of you actually asked me if I have, especially from the last video that I recorded about accepting yourself before loving yourselves. A few of you asked me if I've evolved from the last few months when I had recorded that video, and what are the lessons that I've learned, and what are the things that I'm doing more consciously now. So this video is going to be more about that. I will cover 2 to 3 aspects of my life, including my career, including where I stand in my personal relationships, and last but not the least, about someone really close to me who I lost 2 months ago. So starting with career, I made the video about me quitting my full-time job in July August में मैंने वीडियो डाला था. Was about me quitting my job after a full-time career of 5-6 years, and I promise you guys that I'll share an update. So the update is that after I quit my job, I had promised myself that I'll give myself time to first relax, because I'd worked really hard for so many years, and along with that, I promised myself that I will focus on doing things and working on aspects of my career that I had ignored for a long time. So I started focusing on YouTube a lot. I hope you've seen the growth. I'm trying to record better, I'm trying to edit better, I'm trying to learn more about how to put the best video forward, and it's only going to get better. Of course, I'm nobody who's an expert at doing this, but all these videos are something that come from my heart, and I hope it reaches out to you like that as well. So that was one point of my career that I was really scared for. And and over the over the last few months, I picked up a few things in Bangalore, and I tried to experiment with things that were more related with mental health, because it's something that I strongly feel about. I tried to work with people who were also pushing therapy and mental health in the Indian market, and also people involved in building safe communities for mental health. So I worked with a few people in that industry, and it was a great experience. I have shared that with you all in the last few vlogs or videos that I shared. There were a lot of learnings that I took from those experiences. I worked with extremely talented and nice people, and very very kind people, people who I still am friends with, even though I just spent like 2.5 months in the city. um, and not so kind people, people, maybe, like I said, I have hurt a lot of people when I was hurting, so I understand where they come from, and they just there were some bad experiences that I had, and there were some really, really good experiences that I had. Again, all of them are considered experiences, and to be honest, with everything that I've been through in the last 2 to 3 years, I've realized like humans are not bad creatures. It's just their experiences make them who they are, and for people who are nice to you, have gratitude for them, keep them close, and people who are not so nice for you, just pray for them and wish that they heal. But you don't have to be really close to them, you don't have to please them or try to fit in to please them. So yeah, that those were a few experiences that I had professionally. Personally, so as soon as I moved to Bangalore, मैंने video भी बनाया था how I'm planning to stay for a longer time, because last year I had stayed in Bangalore for 6 months, and this time I planned like I want to stay there for a long long time. I had moved out for my mental health, and honestly initially it was great, like I liked it, but eventually when I heard about my grandma passing away, for those of you who don't know, I have grown up with her. I have actually spent a good chunk of my life while growing up, at the initial stages of my life, with her and my grandfather. So they are more to me like parents than grandparents, and even though she wasn't staying with us for the last few months, it didn't, it was a huge I don't want to talk about it more, maybe because I'm still not ready, but it's something that affected me mentally a lot. I had moved out for my mental health, but going through that experience and realizing that this person wouldn't be a part of my life, I couldn't, to be honest, I couldn't sleep for most of the time I was in Bangalore, because I would have nightmares about her. I would have nightmares about not having her in my life. And like all the videos that I've created around mental health, everything that I keep blabbering about mental health, one thing that I've realized is that I need to live consciously and I need to take conscious decisions. I, I've been a person who's always lived on autopilot, and it didn't really work out for me. I would be honestly fully vulnerable around people, not thinking about protecting myself. I was always very open about every opinion that I had about things, and then I realized you need to only share things about yourself around people and around places that you feel safe at, and that's very very important. So I just realized like even though I know it was a part of me mourning losing her, but it was very very hard. When I had lost my grandfather, I was just 19, and it was very hard. I remember not talking to anyone for a month or more. Um but this time, and that time I had a lot of people around me. This time I almost cut myself off from my family, because all that was available was just talking to them on the phone, and I didn't really feel like picking up the phone. I also love my friends, but I realized actually when you go through things like this, you just realize who are the people who really care about you and who don't. And it was just hard to, you know, it was very hard for me to cry. It's very hard for me to cry in general, and I'm trying to make it better through therapy. But it was very hard for me to cry. I think I haven't cried yet really. Um, just that, going through a sleepless nights, having nightmares, and not really feeling the best that I can in the city is what made the experiences bad. I still managed to actually go out with the very, very few people that I liked in the city. I included one or two in the videos, and I also met Charles from my college in Manipal. He's a great, great friend. He also helped me with leaving for my flight when I got to know about my grandmother. So thank you for that, Charles. If you're watching this video, he's one person that I don't talk to every day, but he's someone who's been there for me when I needed him, and I am grateful for that friendship. Coming back to what I was going through, it was a very, I wouldn't say um, it was a very traumatic experience. And honestly, like, because I've always preached that we should let our emotions flow, we should say everything that we feel, we should also consciously take decisions that make us feel better, that make our mental health better. I realized that this is where I start. If you wanted to ask me about how much I've grown from the last few videos that I created around mental health, I have grown a lot. And by growing and evolving doesn't mean my life got better. It's about how I handle situations have gotten better. Pehle, if I used to go through something really bad, I would push myself until a point where I would break completely. Right now, I'm at a point where I know if I'm going through something really bad, I need to take myself out from it. I need to be there for myself, and I need to take care of myself, be independent, and still be codependent on people that I can be emotionally codependent on, but mostly just independently handling myself because I owe it to myself. I've been through a lot. Everyone has gone through a lot in their own lives. I'm sure you guys have had your own experiences. So just knowing that you don't deserve such experiences. Some of these happen to you because they're not in your control, and some of these happen because you took bad decisions, and that's completely fine as long as you're changing your decisions to take care of yourself and your mental health. So even though I experienced amazing solo dates, I went out and explored Kormangla part of Bangalore, Indira Nagar. Pehle I was staying in HSR, so I'd only explored HSR in 2022, and this time I explored a lot around Kormangla, Indira Nagar. I went to Cubbon Park. It was a great, great experience. ये सब करने में मुझे बहुत मज़ा आया. I had so many solo dates. Some of them I recorded for you guys. Some of them I just had them for myself without the camera pressure. So overall, the experience from the city, especially the weather and the food, everything was so nice. I had amazing people that I shared my life there with, and it was really nice. But again, it was very hard to stay there knowing that I am not doing okay. I'm not able to sleep, and that's why I took the decision to just come back here and to sit and think about aspects of my life that I'm not giving a lot of importance to. In terms of career also, like I was, because this is a personal break for me, I'm not focusing on taking up things that are going to give me a lot of money. I'm not focusing on things that are going to build my career from one stage to another, from getting promoted from this to that. I am only involved in projects that are personally important to me. I'm only involved in something that gives me happiness and very personal to me. It could be related to traveling, it could be related to mental health. It's something that I personally feel about. In 6 months के अंदर, because I had saved up so much, I had worked for so many years, I do not have a lot of financial pressure. So I am able to take this decision. If you want to reach to a stage where you are able to have the luxury of taking such decisions, you have to save up a lot. I don't really go out party. I don't really spend a lot of money on clothes. I do spend a few bucks here and there, but I don't really spend on clothes. I do not really order a lot of food. And to save up that money, I don't really go out. So every time I go out, I record the videos for you guys. So you can assume how much I go out. I do not really like going out. And again, that's a personal call that I take. And whenever I go out, I make the most of it. जितने भी पैसे खर्च होते हैं, जितना भी मैं टाइम लगा के तैयार होकर जाती हूँ, I make the most of it. And again, a lot of habits that I have had have helped me save up money, especially over the last 1 year. I was staying at home, I wasn't paying any rent, so I saved up most of the money, and I haven't really taken any money from my parents ever since I was 19. So it's not that I was born into a family which has a lot of money and I'm using that to take a break from my career. I'm using my own money. I saved up and worked hard for that to happen. So coming back to the actual topic, yeah, overall Bangalore was a mixed experience. I had some really good experiences and some not so good experiences. I met some really great, kind people, and I met some not so kind people who are hurting, and I hope they heal eventually, because nobody deserves to hurt and nobody deserves to make other people's lives miserable. Yeah, moving on to the second aspect of my life. Um, so basically, I had come out of a long-term relationship last year. I never shared this on my YouTube channel. I was in a very, very, very long-term relationship. There's only one relationship that I've had in my life, and it was an amazing experience. I had also gone through a lot of friendship breakups. I had had friendships for over decades with people that I was close to who are also not in my life anymore. And I had this amazing relationship that I had, which did not work out, and it's okay that it did not work out. I was with an amazing person. I have a lot of respect for him. I have a lot of respect for who he is and how much he has added to my life. I am who I am because of him. He plays a major role in helping me evolve and develop into the person that I am today, professionally and personally, and I'm grateful for that. But again, I'm also a person who's like very emotionally attached, and I shared that in the last video that I created when I had quit my full-time job. And it takes me time to move on from people, from experiences. And by moving on, I'm not saying that I will never have love for this person. I will always have love for them, but again, it takes time to move on from all the memories that you created together. It takes time to follow. It takes time to then love yourself and come to a point where you're okay with where you are in life and where they are in life, and accepting that. And it would have been easier if I was younger, because as soon as this really big incident took place in my life, my friends around me started getting engaged, and as much as I'm happy for them, honestly, a lot of these people are my closest friends ever, and I'm so happy for them because I've grown up with them, and I want them to have this beautiful life with their partners. But as much as I can be happy for them, I can also grieve my past relationships, and I can also somehow feel like a failure, especially like when you take decisions related to your career where things are not working out. You already feel like a failure. I know that I've consciously taken a decision to discontinue my previous career for a while, but it still makes you feel like a failure knowing that people around you are following their dreams and they are going aise upar, and you're somewhere stagnant or just going down because you've taken some decision. I was already feeling like a failure in terms of what I was doing in my career, and again, knowing that I had a beautiful relationship with a human, but also feeling like a failure because a lot of relationships that I have seen around me have evolved into marriages. It it was very hurtful, and it's something that you don't want to go through when every other aspect of your life is also messed up. How again I have evolved from or grown from my last video is that I knew that I am hurting, and it's okay to be happy with certain parts of your life, which I'm really happy about. The fact that I'm taking conscious decisions to take care of my mental health. It's also okay to grieve certain parts of your life that you are not really happy about, where you feel like a failure. And honestly, a few years ago or a few months ago, I would have really been mad at myself for failing at a lot of things that I had expectations from. But at this point of time, I am a failure, but I'm okay with it, because I mean, what's the point of living a life where everything works out for you? It'll not be fun, trust me. In the long term, when you look back at your life, it'll not be fun to see that everything just worked out perfectly. There will be some things that will work out and some things that won't. There will be some people who stay with you for long enough, and there will be some people who won't. And what happens when you grow up is not that your life becomes better, but you become better at handling your life. And you should be really proud of yourself if you're doing that. I remember I received one message from this woman who was going through divorce, and this was 1 month ago only, and she shared that my videos give her hope, especially all the solo traveling videos, where she's able to realize that it's okay to fail at certain things, but still be able to take care of yourself and still do things that you love, eventually learning what makes you happier. For me, it's traveling. For me, it's about just being around the friends that I have for myself. But again, coming back to the marriage aspect, yeah, I have been single for more than a year and a half now. And by single, I mean just plain single. I am not a person, and I'm not saying that I judge people who are into casual relationships or situationships. I'm just not a person at this point of in my life who would be in casual relationships or even at a talking stage. I am someone who's really embracing singlehood right now. I'm really happy with being single. I'm really proud of being single at this point. Not forcing anyone to be single. If you're in a happy, healthy relationship, please be in that. Even if things don't work out for you in a happy relationship, it's okay. There was love and there will always be love. But yeah, someone क्या पूछ रही थी मैं? So I'm so used to being single at this point that I want to eventually marry for love. I don't want to marry because everyone around me is getting married. I don't want to get married because I feel like I don't want to be lonely anymore. I will only marry for love or I'll never marry. And I'm okay with not being married. That's another conscious decision that I've taken. I had always dreamt of getting married by 29. I had I was a person who was obsessed with the idea of marriage, and I still am. But I've realized marriage is something that you have to live with for the rest of your life, and if you're not sure about it, don't do it. And honestly, if I eventually fall in love, I'll be happy about it. But at this point, I don't want to fall in love. I want to really focus on the dreams that I have for myself, the dreams that I have for the passion project that I mentioned about in the last video, and I'm still working on it, and hopefully I will do something about it by January. You guys will get to know about it, and that's one thing that motivates me to get up every day and work. And I want to really focus on that passion project more than anything else. And because of that, I don't want to at this point of time prioritize any romantic relationship. Even new friendships, if they happen organically, I'm happy to have those people as friends. But if I don't relate with anyone, I don't put a lot of pressure on myself to be friends with them. I don't want to be friends with everyone, and it's okay to not be friends with everyone. It's okay to not fit in everywhere. It's okay. It's okay to fail at friendships. It's okay to fail at relationships. It's okay to fail at career. It's okay to fail in it's okay to fail in every aspect of your life and still be happy. Things and life experiences haven't changed for me, and this is how life is for everyone. Things haven't gotten better, but I have become happier. I've been much more at peace, and I've been really okay with things that are happening, and that doesn't mean I'm indifferent towards them. I think about all these aspects of my life a lot. I think about my career, I think about my personal relationships, I think about my grandmother the most. That's what I think about every day. I'm not indifferent towards things that are happening around me. I It's not that they don't emotionally affect me. I feel like a failure, but what has been different over the last few months or the years is that when I feel like a failure, I let myself feel like a failure, and then eventually I pull myself out of it. I don't let myself stay there for a longer period that I used to do before. I let myself grieve, I let myself cry, I let myself realize that failure, it's not something that needs to be glamorized. It's not something that eventually has to lead to success. Sometimes failure can be failure, and it's okay to be okay with it. But yeah, given that there will be more failures in your life than success, those failures made you stronger to enjoy that success. And that's what the video had to be about. I needed to have this conversation with you guys, and with myself. And I'm just saying that it's okay if you're feeling in one aspect of your life. It could be anything, or it could be all at once, but it'll get better. You will get better. Trust me, it will get better. You will get better at handling these things. And even in the worst times of your life, you will learn to be happy with yourself. And even in the worst times, you will somehow find ways to keep yourself happy and to keep people around you happy. Be happy with yourself and be happy with others, and still be mourning a lot of things that did not work out for you. And I'd like to end this video by just saying that I am this person that I am because of my grandmother. I love my grandfather a lot, and he taught me a lot professionally. He taught me a lot in terms of the human that I have to be, being honest with myself and being honest with people I love and I care about. But something that my grandmother taught me was to be strong, to be able to take care of my emotions, to be able to be emotionally independent and still be emotionally codependent on people you can trust, to be able to love yourself and still love others, to be able to stand up for what is right for you and to be able to stand against what is not right for you. And I know I have made a lot of mistakes. I've failed myself, I've failed others in my life as well. I've disappointed myself and I've disappointed a lot of people around me, and I've forgiven myself for that. I've forgiven myself for disappointing myself and others. So no matter what I've been through and what I've done before, it doesn't define who I am now, because I'm constantly changing. I'm being accountable for my mistakes, and I'm also holding people accountable for their mistakes, and that's how you grow as a person. I hope that answers most of the questions that were asked in the comment section in my last few videos. And again, if there's one thing that makes me happy and motivates me to get up is YouTube. We might not be growing as fast as everyone around us. We might not be the coolest channel ever, but I'm proud of the fact that I know a lot of you guys personally. I know about your journeys, and that's something that actually inspires me as well. As much as I inspire you all, you guys inspire me equally, and that's something that keeps me going. And yeah, that's about it. मैं बहुत ज़्यादा बोलती हूँ, and बहुत रोंदू भी हूँ, but you guys have learned to live with it now, and I'm so happy to have you all in my life. I hope it stays the same. I don't care what the numbers are eventually, but I hope this remains the same. I always have these conversations with you guys. Whatever I create, whatever vlogs I make is separate, but this is the most special part of creating videos on YouTube for me. I don't know why I took so many pauses. Acha, okay, bye, chalo, see you.